The U.S. Gov is to be viewed with two such eyes in light of the fact that they're the victim of this ripoff. I have one word for the U.S. Gov: bullshit. That word is bullshit. What is US Gov? It's a bunch of rich men playing golf. It's big business, big army, big government, all visiting each other in company planes for the sole purpose of playing golf and talking money. So who does that leave in positions of trust? Friend, it leaves you and me. Hello, BookTube. Today we have The Great Jones Street by the great Don DeLillo. If you'd like your own copy, you can use my affiliate link to bookshop.org, or if you use it to purchase this book or any book, you get an awesome book and no extra cost to yourself, and I get a small commission. I have to say, too, at this recording, can't promise it's still going on, but I saw that the ebook version of this on bookshop.org is only $4.99, so seems like a pretty good deal. No idea how it works if you're a Kindle user. I just assume you just email the file to your Kindle like any other third party non Kindle products, but I don't know. And I've never tried it. I should try it. It's a great way to support the channel. You can also support the channel by liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, all that stuff. And there's always timestamps down below, or if you don't want to hear my about section for Don DeLillo for the third time, because you've watched all my other videos, you can just skip it. So, see, the dog doesn't want to listen to it either, so I don't expect you to either. About Don DeLillo. I got all this information off the interwebs. Of course, I don't know the guy, so if any of it's incorrect, blame the interwebs, not me. Don DeLillo was born in 1936 in the Bronx. His early years in New York shaped the way he saw America's culture of noise, advertising, and spectacle. He worked briefly in advertising before publishing his first novel, Americana, in 1971, which I have a video on. Yeah, so go watch it if you haven't. A book already obsessed with the media and identity. Over the next 2 decades, Don DeLillo became one of the defining voices of postmodern fiction. His breakthrough White Noise in 1985 won the National Book Award and captured the absurdity of consumer culture and our fear of death. He followed it with Libra in 1988, a daring reimagining of the JFK assassination, and Mao 2 in 1991, which explored terrorism and the shrinking role of the novelist in a world dominated by mass movements. Then came Underworld in 1997, often considered his masterpiece, you could say. A sweeping Cold War epic that begins with a baseball game and spirals outward to nuclear anxiety, waste, and the hidden connections of everyday life. Across all these works, Don DeLillo examines how technology, politics, and media shapes human identity, often with dark humor and unsettling clarity. So when we talk about Don DeLillo, we're not just talking about novels, we're talking about a writer who mapped the psychic landscape of the late 20th century America, and whose questions about noise, fear, and meaning still resonates today. About Great Jones Street, I don't know why I'm still holding it because I got the picture right there. First published by Houghton Mifflin. I think that's how it's pronounced. I don't know. 1973, and of course he's a New York writer, and so it was published in the United States of America. The first edition of hardback was 265 pages. It's not a very long one. A brief synopsis. This is stolen from bookshop.org's website, so thank you to them. A thought-provoking exploration of the alluring yet hollow world of rock and roll stardom. Bucky Wunderlick, Rockstar and budding messiah, has hit a spiritual wall, unfulfilled by the excess of fame and fortune. His revolutionary image was wrought. He bolts from his band. He bolts. I think it's supposed to be he bolts from his band's See, I'm not the only one that can't read or write, because I don't think they can either. Because that doesn't, he bolds doesn't make any sense. He bolts. Is this the same thing that's on the back of this? It is not. We're gonna say he bolts from his band mid-tour to hole up in a dingy East Village apartment where he breaks away from his manufactured persona and separates himself from the toxic and superficial culture he has helped create. As faithful fans await messages, Bucky encounters every sort of rolling farce he is trying to escape. Don DeLillo's Great Jones Street is a penetrating look at rock and roll's merger of art, commerce, and urban decay through a vivid portrait of a troubled rock star's search for a meaning beyond his glitz and glamour. The reflections I got from this book, I'm going to be truthful, I didn't get any. I guess I was supposed to get like a merger of art, commerce, and urban decay, but truthfully, I didn't really get a whole lot in the way like Americana or even Endzone. I kind of grasped what he was trying to do. At least I didn't really figure out what he was trying to do with this one, other than maybe either compare being a rock star to a drug dealer, or maybe just being in the spotlight will make you go crazy, or maybe even once people want fame, and then once they get the fame they realize this sucks, and then you can't really ever go back. But I'm kind of grasping at straws when I say all that. So I guess if you've read this and and you got some something out of it, something like some takeaways. The dog's in here. He's licking the carpet now. So now that I'm done reading Don DeLillo's about section, he decided to rejoin us. Here, can you put your head up so I can see you? There you go. But anyway, if you got I'd like to hear it. Just comment down below if you what I missed. That doesn't mean I don't have any thoughts on the book, though. This feels like Don DeLillo's most complete work to date, between Americana and Endzone. Americana, even though I did enjoy it, it was so chaotic and manic and sprawling that I think that was the hardest part of that book, was just trying to, you kind of had to buckle in and go for a ride. And then Endzone, even though I adored Endzone and might still be my favorite Don DeLillo that I've read to date, it often felt like two separate stories kind of fused together, being the football aspect. The vast majority of it is the football aspect, and then the nuclear war games going on. I understand what he was trying to do was kind of compare the two, but I don't think he succeeded in what he was trying to do very well. My opinion, your mileage may vary. You can disagree with me if you like. But this novel was the first one that actually read like a controlled, cohesive book. It was like a beginning, a middle, and an end. Not a lot of chaos. I mean, there's chaos. It still has Don DeLillo's humor and absurdity, but it was very much, it felt like a normal book. This book also reminded me of like beat fiction. My name Booknik. I'm a fan of the beats. I like beat literature, and this one kind of felt like it could have been a Jack Kerouac novel, except for one big difference. Like Jack Kerouac would have more romanticized, Bucky and his stardom and his wanting to basically throw it all away and live in a dingy apartment in New York. Whereas, Don DeLillo, really, this book is really dark and kind of claustrophobic, if you will. So if you're a fan of like Jack Kerouac, I feel like, or beat fiction in general, and you haven't read any Don DeLillo and you want to start with something, I'm feeling like this might be a good place to start. Oh, let me know down below too. Like if you've read this and if you've read any Kerouac or beat fiction or whatever, beat novels, beat books, beatboxing. I don't know. Let me know if I'm onto something there, or maybe I'm completely off base. I don't know. But at this point, Don DeLillo, he's 3 for 3, 3 bangers, banger, banger, banger. Time will tell though if I don't have I should have brought the next one in. The next one is Ratner's Star. It's supposed to be a sci-fi book, and it's a little bit on the longer side. Like it's at least in the 400 pages, maybe even closer to 500 pages. To be honest, it's got little tiny writing, so it might as well be 800 pages. I don't know why these people hate old people that can't read small print. I almost should see if the ebook's $5 on bookshop.org. That might be kind of nice to have. But anyway, so the next one, I feel like if there's going to be any misses, it's going to be the next one, just because I have a very hard time getting into a lot of science fiction. So it's really going to come down to Don DeLillo's approach to writing science fiction and whether it's something I can really sink into or not. I'm going to give it a fair shot, don't worry. And, even if I'm going into it and the science fiction isn't my jam, I still think I'm going to at least enjoy my time with it because of Don DeLillo's humor. So I think that's it for this one, peeps. Comment down below what I got right, what I got wrong. Have you read it? Let me know your thoughts on the book. I liked it. I thought it was really good. I read it in, I don't know, a couple days, 3-4 days. It was a page turner. So, cheers, peeps. I for some reason can't get my mouse to work, so there you go.